Hello. Today I'm going to talk about something less negative for once. I know that might be a crazy thing for me and not actually complain about something. I want to talk about, I think rock climbing gyms are better than regular gyms. And this is someone who's gone to the gym for 2 years, 2 to 3 years, normal gym. And I've been rock climbing for 4 months. The regular gym was like nice. Used to just mainly like the deadlift, but I would do all the other weights because I wanted to be obviously in shape. So I kind of rotated around all the building. I've tried all the machines and stuff. I had some more favorite than others. But I think the biggest thing for me, besides obviously the workouts, is two things. One, most of the workouts for words are hard. The workouts for the gym, not all of them are fun. Like there are some things you have to do and it's like fuck, I don't want to do like legs on this or this machine to target that core area for like 3 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever you want to do. It just kind of sucks overall because there's just some things you don't like to do, and some workouts you really want to do, but like they might target the areas you want. The other thing that kind of sucks about like a normal gym is like I feel like people are more quiet and doing their own thing, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of like a library, but you hear the occasional funk, or like if a guy's actually like muscle broing it out, then you hear like over and over again, which is like no big deal to me. But it feels like people don't really talk to each other, and there's no reason for people to talk to each other when they're at the gym. Like maybe if you're like a very social person, you're like, "Hey, dude, nice muscles" or something, or like, "Hey, nice shirt" or whatever. Then maybe you would talk to them. But for the most part, you don't really have a reason to talk to someone at the gym unless you're asking if they're close to being done with their set. So yeah, the biggest things. I will say a big positive compared to the rock climbing place I go to is most of the gyms are 24/7. Not all gyms obviously, but most gyms I feel like because there's no real reason not to. They don't even need staff there. They just have a webcam, a little key card, you just slide in and you go in. And when the gym is completely empty, I think that's like honestly really peak. There's nothing more enjoyable than an empty gym in my opinion. But I started rock climbing recently. And gosh, that shit is so much fun. It gets rid of some of the problems I have. Like, rock climbing in general is just a fun activity. It kind of sucks if you don't enjoy it because I think it's pretty damn fun and it works out a lot of core areas in your body. And I would honestly really recommend rock climbing if you play video games because if you want to work out and you play video games a lot, it's kind of like puzzle solving because it's not just climb up and then you figure it out. There's a lot of like ways you have to shift your body around to make the climb easier on yourself. So that is something I really like about it. The other thing, it's people there are typically really social. Maybe I got lucky with my gym. I don't like socialize with people every day, but like majority of days, if I feel like talking to someone, no one has problems with it. Some people even start conversations with me, and honestly, that's really rare nowadays. I don't find most people trying to like start random conversations with strangers. They usually just like do their own thing and then mind their own business. But some people will be like, "Oh, dang, dude, that was close," or like, "Have you done that one? How do you do it?" Stuff like that. It gives us like common ground and like talking about the climbs, how would you do it, how it felt, stuff like that. So people are more outgoing, and I think it's really nice. Plus, the content for rock climbing I think is probably infinitely more entertaining than gym content. Like gym content, it's not the worst, but like rock climbing content's like there's a lot of competitions. And some of these people have been doing it for like their whole lives. So you see people who've been rock climbing since they're like 11, 7 or whatever, and it's like now they're like 30 and they're still going and their form carries over. The other thing that I think is pretty cool about it is when someone's a muscle bro or a gym bro, they usually have big muscles, like Johnny Bravo style, right? But like rock climber guys, they're skinny, but they're really strong. They have a ton of muscle, and it's like, holy hell! It's crazy how like even in some of the videos, if you watch like rock climbers versus whatever, like these like really skinny guys are packing a crap ton of muscle. And honestly, if I wanted a muscular physique, I think I would prefer to be really skinny than like Johnny Bravo build. Never been a fan of the Johnny Bravo build that much. I mean, It's just for me personally. I don't think it'd be weird to be like that top heavy. But yeah, it's nice overall. And the other thing, there's like grades also. Regular gyms have like, weights obviously, but since it's like different grades, it's like difficulty of levels you can do as you're training your body. And even if you can't do the hardest difficulty, it's still a really good workout because you're still like pulling yourself up. You're using your legs, stuff like that, and like increasing your balance as you like get better and better. Right now, I've been going for 3 months and I'm on V3s, V4s. Like I can do like one or two of them. I can do all the V1s, V2s, and V0s, which are the easiest. But right now I'm kind of stuck in the blues. The blues are kind of getting like harder and harder because like the ones I can do, I can use how tall I am to make some of them really easy and my grip strength. But some of them they don't require that. They require balance or like certain ways of like moving your body. And that's another thing that's cool about not weightlifting, climbing. It doesn't matter if you're tall or short. You usually have like an area where you're stronger. And if you're short, you'll have to leap more for your climbs. But usually they give you like leg work to do that. If you're tall, you can obviously reach up, but it's like more awkward to like crouch down. I'm on the taller side, like 6'1". So sometimes it's really awkward for me to like shrink down onto my legs and then like climb some areas, but sometimes I can just skip a whole thing because I can reach up, and since I'm a little bit like upper body strong, I can just pull myself past and take a big leap with my foot, which is pretty awesome. But since I'm taller, I weigh a bit more, and then when I'm trying to like balance, there's a lot more weight. I actually felt like a fat ass because like there's this climb where I have to pull myself into the wall, and when I try to transition to my hands to the left or right, it's hard to hold myself up because the grips aren't super strong, and this where my feet are is super slippery, so it's just like crap, and there's a lot of weight in my back because I can't strain myself up. So that's just a part of the puzzle, and honestly, I'm gonna go back Tuesday and ask people what they would do on that spot because I am kind of getting stuck, and right now a lot of it, what I do is I usually muscle my way through it because I'm kind of a dum dum who likes muscling through. Muscling through honestly is really fun for me, but I know it's not like the best way to learn. But I don't know, it's just works for me. Also, it's a lot of upper body strength. And you know what? Even if you could do the easy climbs and you don't want to do the weaker climbs, I see some people where they just climb with both their arms and not use their legs. There's some people who also only climb with one arm. There's a guy who works at the place I go to, and he doesn't have an arm. It's like he has like a little finger on the arm. It's basically a stub, and that guy can climb way better than like majority of the people I see there. It's kind of crazy watching it, where it's just like holy fuck. But the way he shifts his body around and like moves his hips and swings with that momentum while also keeping himself balanced and pressed against the wall so he doesn't fall is like pretty awesome and impressive. I'm not sure how they do it. The only thing I would say is kind of bad about it is the gym I go to is really packed. And I like more empty, quiet places, but sadly every day I go there, it feels like it's packed. The other thing I would not like is I guess it's easy to get discouraged, and since there's a lot of people there, a lot of people are watching you climb because that's what people do while they rest. They just talk and watch other people climb. I would not feel bad about that, but yeah, if you don't like that, then it's like, all these people are watching me fail. And I remember when I first climbed, I couldn't even do like one of the walls. It was really embarrassing. But eventually, I got into the groove of it, and I started doing better and better. The other thing that kind of sucks is about that. There is a lot of kids who rock climb, and a lot of adults. I feel like they get discouraged by a kid doing it. I would never feel discouraged about that because we are scared of falling, so we're more precautious and our balance gets shaky, but kids don't give a fuck. They just kind of climb and they really don't care if they fall. They're also really light, so they just pull themselves everywhere. Kid strength is crazy, especially when they're not afraid. Though it's very fun. I guess the other complaint I would have is it's mad expensive. The gym I'm going to is $108 a month, like $100 a month. and a day pass is $28. It's like, holy fuck, that's so expensive at my other gyms. I I mean, if you want to go to Planet Fitness, I think that's like $15 a month or 20, something like that in this area. And then if you want to go to an actual gym, it's like $40. So it's just like the difference is like, what the hell? The other thing is, if you want to rent shoes, it costs $6.50, and if you want to rent a harness, I think it's $7 or $4. I can't remember. I only do bouldering, so I don't actually do the big wall climbs. I just do bouldering, which is like a smaller wall, but there's no like safety thing around. The other thing is, I feel like it's harder to get into wall climbing because if you don't have a friend, then it's like, why would you want to try this? Then you have to buy all these things. You have to buy chalk. You have to get the pass. So the chalk is going to be like $40. You need a chalk pad, which is like 20 to 40 depending. Then you're going to need the shoes, which is $100. And then you need your monthly pass, which is another $100. So you're spending like near $300 to go to a gym. And if you get a harness, that's $70. But I don't have a harness, so yeah. Soon I'm gonna have to go all the way downtown to just get a bag of chalk, which kind of sucks, but that's just how it be. But yeah, I wanted to talk about something that wasn't negative for once. I've honestly been really negative recently. I don't know what's up. A lot of like, I guess, discontent, upset, but not like sad. I guess it's weird how it works, but I don't know. Emotions are odd. But yeah, just want to talk about something. Peace.